Oh boy, I did not think that we had to actually stream today, because I was just like, yeah, what do we got? We got some Zet scans, we got some other things, and then a big heaping pile of shit just pretty much just came our way in the last day. It's just like, okay, I can't wait for overreaction from a lot of folks, and not enough time for this thing to actually get completely like expounded on to the point that it makes sense and it doesn't let speculation run wild. But the internet's gonna do what the internet's gonna do.
Yep, so, pretty much.
Yeah. Started a little bit later because I was waiting on someone to show up. And it was Ash that showed up. I told Mark.
I nearly slept in.
I told Mark as well, but I haven't heard anything from Mark. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully Ice hasn't raided his town. So
yeah. Or maybe he went to fly to Japan to find out the source of his story.
Probably. He was just like, you know what? I'll go do it myself. But I don't know how he could get a flight to Japan, because there's not anybody working at the airports in the U.S. because the government shut down.
I didn't pay attention to that part of the story. Okay, maybe he didn't go to Japan. I don't pay attention to what goes over there for you guys.
Unless he boated his way there. Maybe he got a big boat. We don't know.
Yeah.
So, happy Halloween, everybody that's over here in the U.S. Everyone else in the world, I hope you had a good Halloween if you guys did do it. Did you do anything for Halloween, Ash?
I went to work, and work offered Krispy Kreme donuts that were Halloween themed, and they had lollies that they gave out, or sweets as you Americans call it. And I went home, I played Pokemon ZA, and then I slept. That's all I did for Halloween. No one knocked on my door.
Sounds like Pokemon ZA. You just fall asleep on it. Just falling asleep.
I'm slowly beating. I played ranked on it for the first time last night out of curiosity, and that was interesting.
Okay. So I did go out for Halloween. Did end up going out to an event to take the kid out there. I got a quick picture so everyone can just see. I was doing still the defies us. I just without the helmet. I was like, I need to actually see. So here's like a quick shot from earlier today.
Nice.
My son was dressed as Baby Saja from K-pop Demon Hunters that I still refuse to watch. I still refuse to watch it. So
we have to get you to watch it.
The funny thing about this thing is, like, as soon as I walk up to the event and I am walking, the first set of people that see me instantly say it's Power Rangers. It's like, even without the helmet, I'm just like, even without the helmet, how are people still equating this to Power Rangers? I got no helmet. I could understand an Iron Man, but a Power Ranger. God. Okay. Well, it still happens. It still happens. It's still very you can't escape it. You can't escape it. Even with Power Rangers not doing shit. Even though I did see a couple of Power Rangers at the event, because I mean that's a mainstay in the costume. It's always Mighty Morphin that you see at the shops for people dressing up as. So I saw a whole family of Power Rangers out there. So it's red. The only thing that's red on the Fi's suit is just the light ups. And there's no Power Rangers that have light ups like that. Come on now. It's mostly silver and black. It's mostly silver and black. Like there's no Power Ranger that I can think of that has like that level of shit. At least, when I dressed up as Orga like a couple years back, someone thought I was the Magna Defender.
Be saying that.
So there was that. I did get someone asking if my suit was out of Tron, though, and I did say no. So it was one of those. So anything crazy happening the last week besides the news that dropped yesterday?
Not really. I'm low key hoping I can get one of my bosses into Toku, because they haven't seen One Punch Man season 1 and 2, and her and the partner are watching season 3, so God bless them. But I don't think they pay attention to like the news and stuff. But I said, I'll acquire it for you. So I acquired it. I just gave her the hard drive with all the Toku on there. So I do wonder if they're going to check what's on there out of curiosity, like the Sailor Moon Toku and stuff like that. Maybe I can indoctor them into Toku.
Well, there is some news that I feel got announced but got brushed under the rug. However, it's kind of like a monkey's paw situation once I started digging more into this. And that is, let me share my screen here again. We're getting a new Cutie Honey live action series.
I saw this.
So yes, we've got Cutie Honey Beloved Enemy that's going to be coming out literally in a few weeks. This is dropping in November 25th, I believe. Yep, November 25th. Running for 15 episodes. But here's the monkey's paw situation on it. It's running on the DMM Shorts app. And I did some digging around to see what the hell is that? They've got a YouTube channel. And one thing that I noticed out of their YouTube channel, they've got some dramas in there. They tend to be about 8 to 10 minutes long. They're all vertical. It's one of those vertical dramas. So
so this is brain rot TikTok vertical.
Yes, that is the monkey's paw situation regarding this, is that it's going to be one of those type of dramas. Apparently, maybe I'm just old man yelling at cloud, but it seems like that is the format in which a lot of things are going to now. I just can't, see that, like I don't watch shit like that on my phone, things that are like in that way. I don't really watch YouTube Shorts or anything like that. But the way that I guess these things are going is everybody uses their phone, so you gotta have the screen like that, and it's too much effort to turn it around.
Yeah, but didn't even like Netflix say they want to make more bingeable content for like phones and stuff like that?
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like a lot of different outlets are trying to go vertical video with their things, and apparently this has been a big hit in Asian countries as well, which is why they're gonna go this route. However, like streamable wise, for like me, I'm just like, how the hell am I gonna stream this on Twitch when it's gonna be like it's gonna take up that much of the screen? There's the screen real estate's gonna be like when I'm playing Uma Musume on the computer. It's like it's a little bit there, and then the rest of is just negative space.
Yeah.
So it's very odd to just have something that's going to be running for several minutes that is shot in that way, but we'll see how it ends up working. I was originally very hyped about this news because I'm like, okay, 15 episodes, that's pretty chunky. And then when I looked at the app itself, and then I saw the format that they have their dramas in there, that's what took things away from me, was that.
But should I check out the original Cutie Honey? I have not seen it.
Which one? The anime?
Well, I think like there's the anime and the live action.
So there's multiple different live action ones. You can watch the Hideaki Anno one that came out in the mid 2000s, which was pretty good. Then there is the Go Nagai. I mean, not the Go Nagai is the creator of this. Toshiki's Noe's live action one that came out in the 2010s, which yeah, you got to know Toshiki Noe's style to be down for that one. Either way, I still enjoyed both of them. There was another live action one that was apparently came out about 9 or so years ago. I've never checked that one out, so I don't know.
I'll look into it and see what I'll check out.
But like most of Go Nagai's properties, this thing has so many different anime and manga adaptations as well. So there's a lot of variations on Cutie Honey. So not going to say that one's better than the other in terms of choosing. It's just pretty much pick your poison on how you want to digest it. If you want it very quick and simple, the Hideaki Anno one is actually a fun time.
I'll check it out if I get time.
If you've seen any of the Shin movies, which I know you've seen,
Shin Kamen Rider
and stuff, then this is the prototype for it all. because this
Oh, okay.
his 2000s film might as well have been called Shin Cutie Honey, but since he hadn't done any of the Shin stuff, then this is pretty much proto Shin on a lot of that. So yeah, that was that was some news this week that I'm like, okay, that was pretty good until I found out the format. So I'm a little bit hesitant, but I'm still going to check it out. I know I was first made aware of this news anyway because I'm still subbed to the Patreon for the fan sub group that subbed Wingman last year, and they expressed interest in doing subtitles for this. And when I saw that come down my feed, I was like, wait, what? When did this get announced? And it was like that same day. Oh shit! And I was like, okay, cool. But still no information in terms of the production staff or anything like that. We do know about the lead actress here, which if anybody wants to do some research, I highly recommend it. Natsuki Abe. Just definitely do some searching on that. You'll find some images, and you can thank me later. I'll just say that you can thank me later. I'm like this shot of her does her no justice. No justice. But usually when it comes to casting who they cast for Cutie Honey, they always got to go with a model type anyway. Every live action iteration has typically gone with someone that's been in the modeling. Any photo books? It's funny when I've looked her up, the first result that popped up was measurements. And I mean, if you see a proper photo of her, you'd understand why. And when I expressed it to the Discord server when we were discussing this, I was just like, yeah, she's got E cups. That's why.
I looked her up, and there was a blog that said Natsuki Abe, the new #1 woman with you viewers.
Yeah, so apparently she's been blowing up on social media. So this is like her first acting gig.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. Do we want to look at some new Zets forms real quick before we get into the main stuff?
I don't think I saw them with like the internet being on fire like this past couple of days.
Yeah. So the thing is like we got what we got when it comes to Zets, and it is indeed I can't say that I'm a fan of the forms that they've been coming up because it really is a palette swap. It is the most cost-saving measures I've seen, especially with us seeing the new writer in these scans. I'm just like, okay, yeah, this is stuff. This stuff and things. So let's see here. And share screen yet again. Look at that gold. It's just palette swap after palette swap. And the thing for me is, I keep saying this when I'm discussing this show amongst people. For a show that takes place in dreams where, you know, the possibilities are your own imaginations and your own subconscious, I'm like, that just has palette swap. There's like no, the lack of imagination when it comes to the forms. Because they're really just a color change. Now, of course, this one does get changed out into what looks to be if Thunder Gale and Kamen Rider Veil had a weird love child, that would be this, because they just added some shit to the face and the arms and legs, but for the most part, still soup. But how are you feeling about this look we got here?
I mean, it is what it is. It's a palette swap. I mean, call me when they get a super mode. That looks really cool. Because I'm still behind on Zets. I'm still like a few episodes behind at this point.
I have seen, at least from the folks that I've been talking to, some unmotivation when it comes to the show, because it doesn't feel like anything has dramatically happened yet, and the plot point that we thought was going to be a big thing with Nemu got addressed very early on, so it kind of just has her floating by the wayside. So if you're a few episodes behind, it's like 2 episodes ago was the 2 episode arc dealing with her, and of course, Superhero Time is taking a break this weekend.
Yeah.
So there's nothing this upcoming week.
Yep. I'll catch up. I don't want to make it this gotcha situation where every week it's like, Ash, did you watch? I was like, no, I didn't.
Now the thing is, obviously, with this, we got a brand new, not writer, but it's also still using the same suit.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's like, all right, this is Nox's writer, not writer form, which it's literally a clip-on over the pre-existing Zets driver, which from the initial pictures that I saw of it, it looks like you can just pop the top off of the base Zets driver, which I have not done yet. It should do that. Just to just see, but even the helmet is just still Zets. It's still Zets' helmet. They just put some shit on it.
It looks like a very Rogue Sun-esque helmet, I will say that. But then when looking at the weapons, why has it got the Geats color scheme, like the orange and the white?
I can't unsee it now. I can't unsee it now. He still Geats his weapons and just made them worse.
It's like discount Zeets, not Zeets, discount Zet, discount Geats weapons, it looks like, just the orange and the white.
And the thing is, I wouldn't have too much of an issue with the helmet, but the problem that I have is this part being exposed here.
Yeah, it looks a bit weird.
It looks weird because this literally just looks like it's in the middle of the eyes. If that was blocked off.
Yeah, if that was cut off. That visor would be much as cool.
Yeah, it would look a little bit more menacing. This knowing that the suit actor's eyes are being
around
seen from here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, so the you can pretty much take it to the bank that the Zet suits would probably never be kit bashed or reused for any other future writer show because they're all just fabric. And more so with this, with all the fabric seams on here and literally seeing the fabric movement with these, it's like the Zet suits do feel weird every now and then, especially when you look at them in still shots just because of the curvature of the fabric moving when you're so used to looking at armored components on these guys. So let's see. I've seen too many videos of people hacking the driver and the secondary writer sounds are on it. Yeah, so I mean, the initial toys that I had seen for this literally did show. Let's just grab this thing. Because it demonstrated that apparently this top could could just come off, and oh yeah, it does just come off. How come I never fucking realized that until I saw that the top part of it literally just flops off, so you can just put that thing on there, and you don't need to buy a whole new belt. It just comes off. So yay, faceplates.
Yeah. In Power Rangers related news, apparently we're getting a Lego set in 2026.
Is it gonna be just MMPR?
Yes, of course.
Okay, that's what I expected.
Of course.
So yeah, where's the hype regarding new rider? What? Any hype? What's the hype? Any hype?
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of hype around it on Twitter. I would say that because I'm still on Twitter, so I don't see it popping off too much like previous Rider series. I see people tweeting out like live reacting tweeting, but I don't think I've seen a continuous moment that's like popped everyone online. Like everyone like loses their mind over it.
I do still really feel like when I watched the first episode, I was like, it's okay. And was seeing just the reaction online of everybody like glazing the first episode being like the greatest thing ever. And I'm just like, I'm not sure we saw the same thing, but okay. And as the episodes continue, I'm just like, it's an okay show, but it's like nothing I would completely just brag about. Godchard should have been the global season. Absolutely not.
No, thank you.
And the thing is, even though I like Gavu, I still think that probably because of the way that the suit and the gimmick works, it would have been a turnoff for the West from the get-go. It's probably why they went with this show, just because they wanted to really make it look a lot more Western oriented. But I'm just like, that was essentially Geats in a nutshell. And they really should have just done that with Geats.
Yeah.
But hey, Takahashi gets another crack at it. So, yeah. All right, let's get to the
main potatoes.
Yeah. Hopefully, maybe Mark will end up popping up. I don't know if he is or not. Once again, he has not said anything to me to let me know on anything, even though I sent him messages in advance. So, didn't know that he put out a short regarding it. But I've never seen something blow up so quickly to the point that regular news media was reporting on this.
I saw something from like the BBC because my phone has weird push notifications for like Google News.
Yeah.
And it came from my watch and it said like the BBC was like posting about it. I was like, what the fuck?
Yep. That's the thing. It's like I'd seen it from BBC. I'd seen it from other news outlets. I mean, we got the usual ones like, your anime news networks and stuff like that, but then other outlets just covering this all together.
Yeah.
Now, for the record, Toei still has not said anything concretely confirming nor denying anything that this is, stating.
Yeah.
So what is the news reports are saying is that apparently Super Sentai, as we know it, is coming to an end with Gozyuger. Gozyuger is going to be the end of the Super Sentai franchise as it currently exists.
The number one last one.
Yep. And instantly I started thinking multiple things. One thing is, thank God we no longer have to deal with anniversary seasons. God, the eras of anniversary seasons is over. It's over. We're done. Whatever this new franchise is, it better not have anniversary gimmicks to Sentai. We're done. We're done. I don't want to see that shit no more. Okay. The other thing is, Gozyuger's better end with a goddamn banger. Because now they know that they're closing it out. They got to go off with like an everyone is here type scenario for the ending, like balls to the wall finale or some special Super Sentai movie in general, something like that to close it out, because it would be an event onto itself. So that was my first initial thoughts. What were your first initial thoughts when you saw this report pop in?
Well, I saw the first report that Super Sentai is ending, and then I saw all the corrections, but I was thinking, it's ending? That's weird. I mean, isn't there rumblings about the next season still floating around? Yep. But I guess we'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, I thought about I was like, that's crazy, but I didn't want to make a video on it right away because I thought I'll wait for more information to come out. I could jump on this and make some quick views, but I had stuff to do that night.
Yeah, I was also, I mean, I've been overworked this entire couple of weeks, especially this week. And I was like, I don't want to put out a single solitary video regarding this because I know how the comments are going to be. Where's your Gavu video? Where's your Zets video? Where are you adding Gozyuger? It's like, why are you talking about this and not talking about that? It's just like,
and I didn't
editing.
and I didn't want to post something that could get corrected by the time I post it and go to sleep and then wake up and there's a different part of the story and I'm getting corrected.
Yeah, very, very possible. Now, the current thing is regarding a major rebranding of the franchise. However, one of the things that was citing in the news report was the production cost of Sentai outweighs the money that they're actually, the revenue that they're making from the series. So I don't think a simple rebranding is going to do it. A simple rebranding would just allow them to circumvent, say, any possible contracts that they might have dealing with Hasbro and allow for globalization of the franchise, similar to how they're doing with Zets, with it being under a new title. However, if they're trying to like cut costs, they're going to have to do a lot more than just, rebrand, because obviously trying to go through worldwide distribution is going to cost them more. So unless we're going to get a completely bare bones show, there's some other things that they got to restructure when it comes to this franchise. And the thing is, I don't want this to just be, I can't believe it's not Super Sentai. Like, where it's five heroes, Red's still the leader, all that stuff is still there. They still got a giant mech fight, and it just goes by a different name. I mean, we've had Super Sentai already like that, because Bioman, Flashman didn't use the Sentai name, but they're still part of the Sentai series, which is what some people were alluding to on what they think they would end up doing. Yeah, is that they're just going to go that route, and then it's still going to end up being Sentai without the Sentai name.
Yeah, that's one of my theories as well that I've latched onto.
And if they go that simple, then it's literally like it. What's really the point of the rebrand outside of just the Western distribution of it?
But one thing sorry, I cut you off. I was going to say one thing that's also is that TV Ashi is not going to be airing Super Sentai on there anymore, which came from the article as well, I believe.
But I mean, that could just be the franchise in itself, and it could be that they're just picking up whatever this new thing is going to end up being.
That could be true as well.
Now, the other thing regarding that, because we've been on trademark watch for like several weeks now, wondering where the hell the trademarks are. And the thing that this news kind of made me think is, what if the trademark's actually just already out there and we just don't know it because we're not searching for anything that's Super Sentai? Like, people usually just search the trademark bots for something that says Sentai. And if this is going to be called something completely different, the trademark could have been already out there and just no one knows because they weren't searching for something that wasn't Sentai.
That'd be fucking crazy if that was the case.
And they're just waiting. It's just like, no one's acknowledged that yet. So if anybody wants to be a trademark sleuth, and go ahead and just look for any trademarks that Toei has put out within the last couple of months, maybe there might be something there. But otherwise, we'll just have to wait to see what the announcement is. But I mean, there's no denying that Sentai has not been raking in the cash. We know from looking at the quarterly toy sales that Sentai keeps being at the bottom, even when it comes to like the global Bandai toys department. Sentai is always scraping the bottom on there. And obviously the last few years, because obviously Hasbro's not adapting anything Sentai related anymore, and has not for a good number of years already. That additional revenue stream that Toei was getting from the licensing of Power Rangers is now gone.
I'm on the trademark bot Twitter. The last time they tweeted anything out, from what I can see, was back in March. And that last tweet was Zets, from what I can see.
But that's the thing. It's like, is that bot just actively just looking for things that might be related to, like, what are the other trademarks that one posted up, like before Zets?
Before Zets, let me see. It was, I can't read this. It's like a full-on Japanese tweet. The last one they said, Toei Company has trademarked the application for Toshima. Tanzawa wants to be a Kamen Rider. That was the one before it. So Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider was the last one that Toei filed.
And then before
And
that one?
Before that one, so the Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider, that was in March, on March 3rd. Before that one, there was Toei has trademarked Kamen Rider Defense Warriors. And before that one was Toei trademarking You and Idol Precure back in, let's see, when was that? November. And then before that one was October 31st. A year ago at this point was Gozyuger.
So it seems like the trademark bots are mostly just catching what is usually within their, like, either Kamen Rider, Sentai, or something from their Sunday morning block that deals with that. So it could honestly be a situation that bot's just programmed to only look for those specific keywords. So once again, if this is a show that's not going to use the word Sentai anywhere on there, there could still be a trademark that's currently active that no one has found. Because they don't know what to associate it with. So it would be wild if that's indeed the case. The name could be in plain sight and no one has just not noticed it. Who knew Changerion was getting a season 2 and we just didn't know? That would be the dream. That would be the dream. No, so obviously we've had the rumors going on for several months now on what the new quote unquote Sentai team was going to be with all the magical ninjas and stuff like that. Which now after this news broke, I'm like, is that still the case? Like we still doing that? Like we still talking about it? Like what's going on? Like that was so heavily rooted on what was going to be the next Sentai team, but then if it's not Sentai,
what the hell is it?
Exactly. So there is that interpretation of things, but also it just depends on how these suits end up looking, because if they relatively just look like your typical Super Sentai, then once again, it's just, I can't believe it's not Super Sentai. Wouldn't be Ryukendo because that's a TokuTonic, so they wouldn't be dealing with that.
Yeah.
So I would wish for a Metal Heroes comeback in some way, shape, or form, or at least some way to meld the two into a new series. Because the thing is, it's like, with this being, let's say, a brand new franchise that's just using some of the DNA strings from Sentai, a lot of eyes are going to be on it, because this is what's going to be considered the first of a new franchise. So it's got a high mark to like reach.
And isn't that what they said about Gozyuger? One of the actors, or not one of the directors, or something like that, saying Gozyuger is the beginning of a new era, or something like that, for Super Sentai. #1 beginning of a new era.
So I mean, there's been a lot of things that they've been trying to do for several years in terms of reinventing Super Sentai. And even when it came to Gozyuger in itself, when they did an interview with one of the producers about it, they were trying to go as like culmination of Sentai with the name that they could be without being like too samey. They wanted to still think outside the box when it came to the nomenclature for it. And that's why when they came up with #1 Sentai, they were like, yeah, let's just write it in actual English. Let's just do it in katakana. That way it's like people would be like, oh, that's different. But it wasn't different enough. So I mean, it's still being an anniversary season and trying to kind of end the franchise. We'll see. But I mean, I feel for the last set of Sentai, in an interview with the actors, they've always said this could be the last Sentai. Like I remember hearing that from like Taro's actor back in the day. Treat this like this could be the last Sentai because it could. So the writing's been on the wall for a while that they have been looking to find some sort of stopping point to this. Now, of course, Umbra was bucked the trend for a little bit because of its sales numbers, but King Oger was godly expensive to produce. Like, there's a reason why they went super back to basics with Boom Boom. And you could tell if you watch like the first part of King Oger, all that budget, and then you look at the second half of King Oger and go like, "Where's the budget?" So it just goes that route, and then with Gozyuger, they've been a nice balance between things, but it's not the powerhouse of visuals that we got with King Oger previously.
Yeah.
So yeah, needless to say, writing's been on the wall, and it's been apparent that the sales and the distribution for Sentai has not been enough to cover the cost of them producing the show, even when they go as cheaply as they have been. And I've been calling for a while that the toys have just been taking a really, really big turn for the worse the last few outings, especially after the perfected toy design that we got from a King Oger once again, because it just took the articulation that we got with the Danoni Taijin, made it smaller and more refined, and like pretty much built on it to a T, to the point that it was just like, this is how these toys should be from now on. And then we got the brick house that was Bungerio, and the extra brick that is also the changer of Tega Sword. So
the transforming brick.
And so it's just cutting into their revenue streams, because if they were relying anything on toy sales, Gozyuger was a bad way to go, because they cut their revenue stream for the toys dramatically by combining two previously separate toys for these franchises into one singular thing.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that didn't help the thing.
No, I don't think it helped them that much.
So let's say this is a whole new franchise. It's just taking the DNA of Sentai in some way, shape, or form, but it's drastically different visually, structurally. What would you say would be the first thing that they would say cut or reduce or change dramatically to reduce the production cost of the show?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, could they cut or change? I'd want to say episode count, because it has to be like 50 episodes, as we've been doing for a while. Because that's the last year. Like, that's a good one. Because I don't know what goes behind the doors. Like, maybe, I guess, I think they're blowing their loads on like the merch, and they need to know what they need. They need to know what they should be putting out. So I feel like they've been putting out a lot of stuff that's just kind of been flopping or going under the radar. So I feel like even though they've got all the secondary stuff, they need to focus on like the gimmick and the mech, and then maybe the other stuff like the plushies and stuff like that later down the line when it comes to merch. But if it's show wise, that's like a tough one. Like, because I don't know what goes on behind it. Like, I don't know what I would fix, what I would change. It's kind of a hard one.
So here's the first thing that I thought of that they would probably reduce: cast size.
Oh yeah, no, that'd be a good one.
You gotta not pay that many actors, and Sentai having an entry barrier of typically 5 plus a sixth recurring cast member of the main team that are almost assuredly going to appear in every episode. That they got to pay for them being there, as opposed to reducing the cast by a good bit. They could go the singular hero route with literally writer, and with the additional heroes popping in later on. But since they're not part of a proper team, they're not obligated to show up every episode. Yeah, that's one way to end up changing the formula of the show without it feeling like Sentai, and that would actually fix some of the issues that some people have with seasons that are too red centric, because they're like, if you were going to go red centric, we don't want to just make a show about a red. Well, they could technically do that now. The other thing that could end up taking the hit is the mecha.
Oh yeah, so I saw someone mention that in the chat.
Yeah, so the mecha is the other thing that I'm thinking of. Either not make the episode so reliant on having a mech fight every single episode, which I do think they've been good on recently, to not be forced to include one in there, because that is something that has been a thorn in the formula of Sentai for far too long, where there's always got to be a mech fight in just about every single episode. And I mean, they have been cutting on some corners because for the last 2 outings, we haven't had full on gatais for the mechas. We haven't had 5 combined into 1 type thing. It's just been singular robo with armaments, and that's about it. Which has already looked like a cost saving measure that they were doing anyway, because it's less props that they have to design.
Yep.
But they could just reduce down the size of the mecha in general, and maybe not even make it a transforming mecha. We can go back to like Battle Fever J of it just being a robot the whole time, or having the most basic of transformations.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that they could throw in there. But something about having different team members not be part of, like, say, the main team would open up the doors to doing what I was saying for the longest time. If they could just make each of the team members changers completely different from the others, it wouldn't negate from the theming of the show. A good example from this is actually Kamen Rider Kabuto, because if you look at Kamen Rider Kabuto, all of the writers in that show have completely different units to transform. They don't even all use belts, but you can tell from the way that the suits look that they're part of the same show. There's not any break in the immersion just because their transformation devices are different from each other. So that's something that they can end up doing to spice it up when it comes to whatever this new show ends up being and how they transform. Turn Sentai into another writer. Or essentially, I mean, they could essentially still end up going with, like I said, the Metal Heroes formula. The Metal Heroes formula did not have a set theming. It had hero or heroes. It just depended on what the show called for. And some didn't even have mecha, and if they did, sometimes it would just be large-scale vehicles, and it wouldn't actually be like a full-on crazy Yatai or anything like that. So that's why I'm thinking if they go something more akin to like Metal Heroes, it could end up feeling refreshingly distinct in today's era.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at in terms of that point in terms of trying to save costs. What else do you think, now that I've given you some of my ideas, where does your mind go when it comes to saving on production costs?
Shit, I'm not good on the spot like this. But no, like, cast is one thing. I feel like, yeah, less mechs as well, because like just have the one mech as well, like you mentioned earlier.
Fully CGI suits a la Armor Soars.
No, no, I do not. I still haven't watched that. Everyone says it's goated. I don't know if they're saying that unironically or something like that, but yeah, I guess less cast members. I guess less mech fights. Because I feel like that's something that they might need to do to reduce the cast. No, I think you covered it really well. Like, sorry, I'm not good on being on the spot like that.
Well, because the other thing that they could reduce down is just in the in terms of like the villain scope as well. Like, they don't have to go all super grandiose with like enemy team or anything like that either.
5 factions, yeah.
It could be a singular entity that is the bad one. Once again, something that has been a thing in Kamen Rider and Metal Heroes is just where you might have just a singular enemy that's just up to fucking some shit up. And you can just reduce things down like that. Is Armor Soars actually good? So just a side thing here. We've watched Armor Soars in my Sunday night streams. We watched the first episode 2 weeks ago. We watched the second episode last week. I will say the second episode is better than the first episode. First episode was jarring. But second episode feels like I'm watching Power Rangers. I'm not even gonna lie. It feels like I'm watching Power Rangers because the banter between the cast, it feels very Power Rangers-esque. So I'm just like, I'm not even gonna lie. It does feel, in some instances, like it could be a replacement. Now they haven't gone into like the crazy kung fu fighting or anything like that because that CG looking a little rough, a little stiff when they transform. But otherwise, it's not terrible. I hit 4K when I stopped making content. That shows you. You just stop making content. They're like, maybe if I subscribe, then he'll
You'll
come
be
back to
active
doing
again.
proper content. It's like,
I
no,
think people aren't checking the live tab as well. They're just checking the videos tab.
yeah, more than likely. Look, until my work ends up stop killing me, like this week was hell, then like I really do want to go back. I've been wanting to come back to making proper content for a hot second. The last few weeks I've been having the itch to just go into the editing blackout of just like nonstop behind the computer. But
yeah,
work, that sucks. So
no,
so are we thinking they are just rebranding Super Sentai? Just got here. Sorry, I was Halloweening with the kids. So that is what the current mindset is, just a simple rebranding. But I don't think a simple rebranding is going to be enough.
Yeah, because I don't think Sentai is dead because I believe on other YouTubers' channels they mentioned that toy listings have been found for the next Sentai. Like the toy listings are out there from leakers and stuff like that. I know we haven't seen the drawings, but apparently like toy listings have been discovered. I don't think they're just public yet.
I know I was shown a set of images the other day of like some card-based mecha.
Oh, so you get the leaks lucky.
And when I was doing a reverse image search for those, I can find shit.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I was like, I can't find a source for these images. And I got it saved on my phone. Hold on, let me see if I
Pull it up and show.
Yeah, let me take a look because I do have that on here somewhere. I just gotta post them somewhere. I'll send them to myself on Discord.
All right.
So I can pull it up and see if anyone in the chat knows what the hell this even is. Let's see here. It is right there. All right. Let's see if I can get this pulled up and see if anyone can tell me what the hell these are. Because like I said, I did a reverse image search. I could not find what the hell these things were. What's this?
They could be AI. You never know.
I mean, that's the thing. In today's society, yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was shown this image and I was like, the hell is this? And then I tried looking it up and I just couldn't.
What about translating the Japanese? Was it like, haha, got you, bitch? Or
I don't know.
say anything that made sense?
Someone's saying Job Braver, Takata Tommy.
Takata Tommy.
So I don't know. Like I said, I ran this through a reverse image search and I couldn't get anything for where this was originated from. But I know this was sent to me as what they perceive could be something relating to the new Sentai. But does this look cost saving enough? Considering that it's the same base mecha and it looks like the cards transform into just the different weapon types, there's not a whole lot going on here.
Yeah, because I think I've also heard rumors that it's going to be like the one mech like we've been getting with the attachments.
Yeah.
And the ones are the mecha, and the ones are the changers. The ones are the changer and turn into the mecha, from what I've heard. So this could be it, but I don't know.
And the thing is, I'm trying to figure out what the base mecha transforms from. It looks like some sort of
Card shuffler.
possibly. But yeah, I don't know. Even then, if this doesn't look like it would translate well to Suitmation, so it would be something that I think would end up being CG at best.
Yeah. I have no idea what the fuck this is meant to be. Looking at the main red mech, like it looks like it could be a card, but then I'm looking at the side pieces. I'm like, what the fuck are they meant to be?
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a giant smiling face. Like, what is that? Like
the Joker of the card? I don't know. Fuck.
Because even the grill looks like it's a mouth and it has teeth in it, which is what's also confusing on what the hell this is.
That's like I said earlier, with AI, and I don't know what the Japanese text says. Like, maybe the J means something. Like, I'm guessing the A would be Ace and the J would be J.
Jack, and then
Jack,
Queen, and
right?
yeah,
King, yeah, King.
I did initially do a translation on this in here, and there is puns regarding the whole name of the card scheme. So yes.
So maybe we're onto something here. I guess we won't know until whenever the fuck the leaks go up and the scans go up, and yeah. But
even then, looking at this doesn't scream to me the rumors that we've been having regarding the supposed next Sentai season. I don't see wizard ninjas from this.
Yeah. No, I get that as well. Wizard ninjas that use trading cards.
Yes, proper game cards.
Like and they also attend to school.
Yes, where they learn gambling.
Yeah.
Because they needs to, because cards.
Hopefully we see more of the school than we saw in Gotchard, if this is true.
God. but I'm still like with that theming though, that just seems like a weird theming for what you would consider the first entry in, whatever this new franchise is going to be.
Saying that out loud. Yeah, sorry, I cut you off.
No, because I started also hearing people saying it's like, maybe if the outpour is just crazy enough, then they'll just end up calling it Sentai anyway. And I'm like, so what you're saying is you want there to be the Kamen Rider Hibiki equivalent for Super Sentai, where it starts off as a completely different show, but because of reasons, it's now part of this franchise. Like, that would be crazy if that was the scenario. It's just like, yeah, we started developing this as its own series, but because of the amount of complaints and outreach that we had gotten after a certain news report was out, we decided to rebrand the rebrand back to Sentai. And here's the suits, and it's just like, that looks nothing like Sentai. The red's not even the leader anymore. There's not even a red on the team. What is this? It's just like, well, now it's Sentai. It was meant to be something completely different, but y'all complained, so it's Sentai again.
Wait. Like, the lore of Hibiki is so confusing. So it was called, like, it was meant to be an entirely different show, but then they slapped Kamen Rider onto it.
Yes, it was supposed to be. They were essentially trying to take a little bit of a break. They were antsy on trying to do the anniversary season that was, Kabuto. And they decided just to take a little bit of a break, just release another show under the name Ongeki Rider Hibiki that was supposed to be more of like a spiritual continuation or like remake of Henshin Ninja Arashi. And because of another network airing Maransenki Rukendo, which it was a great, hilarious show. People should check that out. Check some Toku that isn't Toei. That was coming out at the same time that Blade was going on, and it literally made Toei scared. So scared that they thought that them trying to bring out new show would end up not doing numbers for them. And they were like, nah, the only way we can combat this this IP is with IP recognition. So change the name. And that's how Hibiki became Kamen Rider. And then halfway through production, when it ended up shifting hands to Inoue, and it ended up feeling more like the standard writer affair. That's why you have such a mixed take when it comes to Hibiki. I still can't get through the beginning episodes of Hibiki because I go in with the mindset of Kamen Rider, even though technically I should be going with the mindset of this is not Kamen Rider. And then apparently I would like the first half and then hate the second half. But if I go in with the mindset of I like Kamen Rider, then I will hate the first half and love the second half, apparently. So it's one of those weird shows.
Right. I still haven't seen Hibiki yet.
It still remains the only Heisei show I just have not seen. Like,
you haven't seen Rabbit? Okay.
I can't get past like the second episode. I try. I watched the first episode so many times already, trying to get into it, but by the time I get to the second episode, I'm just like, I don't care. So that was that. I mean, I like the Hibiki suits. I will give it that. Like when I first saw the Hibiki suits, I was like, those are fire. But then they don't look anything like a standard writer suit, and it makes sense why. That's why it looks like the oddity in the bunch.
Yeah.
So let's see what people in the chat are saying. What's some speculation you guys have in the chat regarding what is the current state of affairs for Sentai after Gozyuger? Do you want Gozyuger to end with a bang that's going to be feeling like a culmination of the franchise? Or do you want it to just, end, I guess, the way that maybe, I mean, I'm pretty sure that they already had this plan from the outset anyway, according to one of the Twitter screenshots that I saw. Some insiders said that they were already aware that Gozyuger was going to be the final season.
Yeah.
And they were just waiting for the rebrand to be formally announced before anything regarding that. But one of the things that I thought of after that as well was, every time a Super Sentai season ends, at least in more recent history, they've been doing the handoff to the next season. Gozyuger's technically not going to get that. So what does Gozyuger do to say goodbye at the very end of the show? And
he's just standing there and no one shows up.
I could just imagine it being Gozu Wolf being in the black area, just going like, where they at? Where they're at? Ain't nobody there. And then they just get like a pat on the shoulder, and it's Aka Ranger. And then they have like a big Doctor Who 50th anniversary where they turn over, and then you have all the Reds just looking out into the sunset. And then I'm just like, if they end like that, peak. That would be the peakest of peak finales to just do the proper send off of the franchise. Now, if they don't do that, I'll be disappointed. But hopefully, they got something cooking that would be like that. Because it's like just imagining the visuals in my head of them doing something like that, I would be like, that would be the shot to go off in. Let's see. Bricked up Sentai. Can I say this? We need more minutes in Batar. Well, technically, it's just the way that they do the Batar episodes. A lot of the Chinese programs end up being just, less than 15 minutes. And you're technically supposed to take 2 episodes and make it 1 episode in a sense, because they were doing the same thing with Armor Hero. But that's just the way that they have things played out. But Batar is indeed good. Let's see here. Yeah, no one's got any major
Yeah.
speculations or anything like that. You ain't got
Mm.
nothing in the thought process
Yeah.
on what you would have hoped to see from a brand new franchise. The thing is like that's the thing. It's like I do want this to just feel like a brand new show. I don't want it to
Yeah.
feel like a reskin
Hmm.
of what we had.
The DLC.
Yeah, like it's like, oh yeah, this is just Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. It's just Assassin's Creed 2 with a little bit extra.
Hmm.
Let's see. I found it hilarious right after Doctor Who getting announced its return. Super Sentai is ending. My suggestion is less Japanese cast. Like, what do you mean?
Like
That
more Americans involved, or
I mean, that
they
would be
don't.
weird. I don't think it would mesh well with it because I mean, Toku is considered a big part of Japanese, culture. It's
Media,
like
yeah.
the way that that's been ingrained in so many and referenced in so many different animes and shows
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's like it's hard to avoid it. And if they try going very westernized with it, you might as well just get a Western studio to make their own Toku at that point. Don't have Toei do it.
Yeah. They said typo. I'm thinking. I'm thinking Kaku Ranger Black. I mean, that character's still American Japanese, but never finished Kaku Ranger all the way through. But I think they start speaking more Japanese and English as the show goes on. Don't correct me on that.
Well, that's the thing about the actual actor is that
Mhm.
his Japanese was actually terrible in the
Oh,
very
okay.
beginning of Kaku Ranger, and it's gotten progressively better.
Okay. Yeah, because he was in the Gate special. But if like we have more American actors, then Tom Constantine showing up in Abutoku wouldn't be feel so special like we saw him in Gates. Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, that's what we mentioned before is Metal Heroes. So I mean,
I love that meme. Bring back Metal Heroes when people say they tried it and it failed. I know that's the joke. Well, let's bring back Metal Heroes for the 5th time.
well, so I have my own beef regarding that, and it's only because with them trying to bring back Metal Heroes the last few times, they've tried bringing it back with Super Sentai, and that's
Yeah.
the issue. It was always its own thing, and they keep trying to do the revivals with it being a spun off of something Sentai to springboard it, and it just doesn't succeed because it should be its own thing. It shouldn't be held back by another franchise. Like it should literally just be its own thing. That's why all of the Space Sheriffs reboots just ended up not doing so well.
The Metal Heroes.
They were tied too heavily with Deca Ranger and
Mhm.
other Sentai shows. So,
Yeah.
but I think it's rested enough that they could try doing it, and just don't try with Gavan again. Don't try with the Space Sheriffs. Try with something else. Just
Mhm.
just try with another uh try with another series.
Mhm.
If you're gonna try doing that, hell, the whole ninja thing could end up just implying that we're just getting a continuation of Jiraiya.
Ooh. But Jiraiya did show up in that weird mid.
Yes, in Ninja, yes, that was a thing
Yeah.
that happened.
As a because that's what they always did with like watching Gaim and watching. Well, I never saw Ninja, but I know that those Metal Heroes showed up in like Go Busters and Ninja. They're like backdoor pilots for those series
Hmm.
or backdoor pilots for those movies. I mean, let those at least try and let those franchises breathe on their own at least.
We need Mark. Well, Mark ain't showing up. He
Yeah,
still doesn't even
ice got
show
him.
up. He's
Ice got him.
he still doesn't even show up on Discord as busy like he usually shows up. He's just been offline.
Hmm.
He got.
Yeah, I think they caught on to him.
Yep. They said you matched the description and got him.
Hmm. It's like that one scene from Family Guy where they pulled him over and they got him.
Let's see. Metal Heroes is like the one cousin that Sentai got forced to bring. The thing is, it's like it's always been weird when it comes to their toku in general. And the thing is, it's
Mhm.
like I personally, if it was Sentai specifically, as opposed to rebranding and it still being Sentai like, I would just honestly retire the franchise for like 5, 10 years.
Mm.
Because at least at that point they can have a change in the guards. Because let's face it, with a lot of these companies, Toei included, they have a lot of the old guard still
Yeah,
there.
running
And
where.
and as long as those executive producers are still there and they're not taking
Mhm.
their flowers and retiring, then we're still going to end up getting more of the same. We're not going to get
Mhm.
any real major change ups, anything major in terms of shakeups either, because it's still the old guard running the show. If we wait like 5, 10 years, let them all go ahead and retire, they bring in some new blood, then
Mhm.
maybe it would give these shows a distinct change in the feelings of it. Because I mean, the same thing ended up happening with Kamen Rider. It's like Kamen Rider had its hiatus in the '90s. So in the '90s, we just had a couple of films, and that was it.
Mhm.
Ishinomori ended up passing away.
Mhm.
Not to say that he didn't work on some initial drafts for what it would eventually become Kuga, but essentially that was still New Guard taking over with the legacy of like Ishinomori in mind when they created Kuga, and Kuga still ended up having a completely different feel to it than what came before it. And it had been long enough that it felt very fresh. And of course, with Kamen Rider coming back in 2000, that ended up destroying, like, sadly, Time Rangers like toy sales, because it's just like Sentai had been going on nonstop. Sentai has not taken a break whatsoever. It
Yeah.
is one of the only uh, franchises that just has not taken a break since coming out,
Correct.
because
Mhm.
Kamen Rider's taken a hiatus, Ultraman's taken a hiatus, Metal Heroes virtually doesn't exist.
Mhm.
A lot of Tokus have come and gone since then,
Mhm.
but Sentai has just kept going, even through some very turbulent seasons that they were like, we should probably just end this.
Yeah.
Because it's like we got Five Man. Five Man was a thing.
Yep.
Jetman like brought the series back up, but
Mhm.
even then, during the '90s, they still stagnated a little bit. And if it wasn't for Power Rangers, like Sentai probably would have also gone on hiatus in like the mid '90s.
Yeah.
But because Power Rangers was Power Rangering it up and being a global phenomenon, that ended up keeping Sentai alive for as long as it did. And now that, Hasbro has jumped ship, not to say that Power Rangers has done anything to really boost the Sentai sales back when they were still doing it, but even then, it was still something of an additional revenue stream for them, just for the licensing of
Mhm.
suits, mecha, anything like that. But now that was just gone. So,
Mm.
let's see here. I think Sentai should just take 1 year off. No, 1 year off is not enough.
2 years at least.
The reason why I want it to be multiple years off is, once again, I want a changing of the guard when it comes to the executives of Toei. As long as Shida Kuda stays like executive producer of the franchise, I don't think much is going to change. Get that man out, give him his flowers, bring someone else in.
Mhm.
Let's see. Get one with an all-female team, fanverse service galore. Well, that's another thing. It's I just make live action Pretty Cure.
Yeah. I'm surprised like Toei has never thought of that.
I'm pretty sure that they've thought of it. They just never actually put it to it. And the thing is,
Yeah.
they've had a lot of rotating staff in Toei from the writer's perspective. And a lot of them that have gone from Sentai and writer have written Pretty Cure. It's essentially still ingrained within that same production staff that I'm like, why don't you go live action. It's like y'all did live action Sailor Moon back in the 2000s. This would just be that with modern tech.
Yeah.
Let's see. Decade hiatus may be enough. That's 5 to 10 years. I do think would be the magic number, because the thing is, like, even then, it like once it comes back, it'll feel like an event.
Yeah,
because there would be a lot writing, and like the show's been on break for a while. We've got whole new production stuff. Every time a show leaves the airwaves for a good number of years and it finally comes back, it's always treated as an event. It doesn't matter if this is Japanese media or Western media, it's always treated as an event, and a lot of eyes are always on the very first episode just to see what it's going to do. Like, once again, even talking about Doctor Who, when Doctor Who had its revival, a lot of eyes were on that revival because it had been forever since the previous Doctor Who. Let's see here. I think 15 would be way too much, but, you know, whatever. Let's see. Toei Spider-Man sequel. Yeah, good luck having Disney or Sony signing off on that.
Yeah.
They'd probably want more creative control over that. I don't think that would work. Let's see. What if Toei was the mastermind behind separating between Power Rangers and Super Sentai so they can rebrand as something different and launch? So the thing is that is a thought process behind the whole rebranding thing. But the thing is, like, it was Hasbro essentially that said they wanted nothing to do with Super Sentai.
Yeah.
And they ended up breaking that entire thing. But the rebrand would allow them to essentially try to do a pretty much a legal loophole to be able to do any Western distribution of Super Sentai out there.
Yep.
How effective that's going to be, we'll see. But it also depends on how they start making the show. Because there is a level of Japanese humor that I don't think will work well with mainstream Western audiences. Like, they got to understand like how Sentai does some of its humor beats when they do it, because I do feel like that's probably a turning off point for some of the things that Zets is doing when it gets to like the civilian action that I enjoy much more than the action sequence. But I feel like your normie viewer probably like the action sequences a little bit more than the civilian aspects. But this is just me, you know, just speculating on how some of these people will end up taking the shows. Have I seen TV today? There's not been a lot on TV today. I don't know what you're talking about, especially when seasons take several years to come out. I would say I was heavily invested in the CW verse of shows until they went a little bit too stupid with some of their later seasons. It's like COVID ruined a lot, and they tried doing what they could, but some of them just didn't bounce back.
In those last few years of CW, also Gotham Knights.
I forgot that was a thing.
I forgot that was a thing as well until someone made like a YouTube article video on it.
Yeah, kids really don't watch TV. They look when they watch it on their phones for the most part. So as long as they don't bring a Sentai back as a vertical drama.
Fuck.
Sentai
has been gone for 5 years. It's back in vertical mode.
Everybody now has to change their TV's orientations in their living rooms. It's like, damn, now I got to get the new vertical TV.
I mean, I could do that. It's like sometimes at the computers I sit at work, there's like an open computer. Like if you get there, that's your desk for the morning.
I mean, I can do that with my computer monitors, but I'm just saying, regular TV. It's just like, I don't think my TV mounts do that.
Maybe that's what Japan's secretly working on that we don't know about.
swivel mounts that just change your
Swivel mounts
aspect
that
ratio
change.
on your TV.
Yeah. So that way you can watch TikTok on your TV.
That way you can stand by right next to your VTuber's full body in your living room.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be great, I guess, for those people that are into that. Not me, though. Let's see here. We did get Cosmic Fury. Yes, we did get Cosmic Fury. What of it? Where's Power Rangers now? Ha where's it at now?
Cool, yeah.
I mean, Ash is still making content with what he's got. He's got slim pickings, but
yeah,
doing it.
And there's other people still making Power Ranger content for what they got, like SJ and Film Port Studio. Like a lot of people are working with what they can work on. That's what I want to try and work on. I want to make more video. Yeah, Film Form Studios. Sorry, Nate over there. I want to make more video essays when it comes to Power Rangers, but I feel like a lot of people have sort of
drained the well.
Not drained the well, but I don't think no one wants to listen to a video essay on like character development on Power Rangers and stuff like that. They just want to see fight or I remember that.
You don't know until you try.
I know. I am working on something when it comes to Power Rangers Prime. With Reader in that comic. But I've also had a short that's just fucking blowing up recently. It sat at like 30K. When did I post this short? Like it sat at like 30K for a while. And now it's just shot up to nearly 150 views. It's just like one of those shorts that's just somehow made its way into the algorithm. No, not 150, 131 views. Let me just check the analytics. Well, it's because this weirdly shot up. And it keeps, and it's been like a freeze for my growth. Let me just see engagement. Let's see. So when I posted this back in, I need to see more because this is insane. Yeah. So when I first posted it, it like sat at like the usual 1,000 views for a short, and then recently it's just like shot up like crazy within the first like 2 years of it being up. So it's one of those shorts that just hit the algorithm.
I know I had that recently. I've been getting a lot of comments on my Kamen Rider Black Sun review that came out a couple years back, and I'm like, the fuck? Okay. It's, interesting that's the one that's hitting the algorithm. But yeah. Superhero Time is just Kamen Rider? No, because remember, there's still going to be new show. It's just not going to be called Sentai. We just, once again, don't know what all it's going to entail in terms of how Sentai-like it's going to be versus how completely different this show might still end up being, but it might still end up being something that's in the Superhero Time block. Because that's still a very, like, that would be literally the end of an era if they do end up killing off the Superhero Time block. And Kamen Rider taking a break. Good luck with that, because literally since it's come back, it's still making money. It's still, even the seasons that we don't like, it's still making money. Remember when we were looking at the sales numbers for Gotchard? Gotchard made a lot of money. The show may have been mid as hell, but
cards sold.
Yeah, but selling cards that cost pennies to produce and selling them for the amount of money that they were selling them, and y'all bought them. I mean, I bought a booster pack back when like pre-show came out, like everyone else, and then the show came out, and I was like, oh, cool. But yes, all that Gotchard still ended up being a revenue generator for them, regardless of how we feel about the overall show. Rider still makes money. So that's the thing. It's like, even as much as we feel that some Rider shows are staler than the others and whatnot, it's still a mixed bag when it comes to Kamen Rider. But I don't think that's the franchise to put on hold for a bit. it would definitely be Sentai, just because, like I said, Sentai has been running concurrently, like with no breaks for 50 years. And I know that there's still some people out there that are still confused, but this is the 49th Sentai, and all that. But people forget that Go Ranger ran for like 2 years.
Yep, 2 years, and then took a break after Jaka.
Jaka got canceled. That was so it got shorted, and then we started with the actual Super Sentai series, only to retroactively induct those two into it. Which is what I'm hoping doesn't happen with whatever they're making, because that's what I also thought of would probably be a very bad move on their part, is if they decide, hey, this is a brand new franchise, this, that, and the other, and then by the time we get to like year 5, we're rebranding the Super Sentai series into this series, so all these other series are now retroactively part of this series. Now we can sell you anniversary toys again. Which is what I don't want. I'm tired of anniversary things.
Yeah. I forgot.
Anniversaries used to feel special.
I forget watching Gozyuger this is an anniversary season. Like,
when we just had an anniversary season not too long ago.
Yeah. I feel like Zenkai, Zenkai's was more of an anniversary season than Gozyuger. I feel like the extra ranges show up there for the sake of just being there.
But when over the last 5 years, 3 out of the 5 series have a gimmick of changing into Sentai. That's too much.
Even Don Brothers had anniversary aspects, and all the monsters were based off Sentai, and you would have little cameos like the little the shorts, not the shorts.
And they would transform into the other suits.
Yeah. And they would have little like blink and you miss it cameos. I think Keza made that in her video. Like it was the not the jungle Geki Ranger. The guy had like the kicks, and they had like the Geki Ranger logo on them. Like it's blink and you miss it stuff.
Yeah, and even even though King Oger was not an anniversary season, it still heavily tied itself to Kyoryuger, which once again threw that in there. And then Boom Boomdra had multiple in-show crossovers with past Sentai as well. So it's just like we haven't really escaped it. Like it's just been a concurrent theme that they've been doing for a bit, and it doesn't feel as special anymore. Because I still remember when it was an oddity to end up having anything outside of a versus movie.
Yeah. And I think it's mostly like Toei wanting to sort of like have anniversary aspects for that show, elements for those series, for like TokuTonic and Gozyuger and stuff like that, on throwing them in a special. Yeah.
Let's see. Will the new Sentai have more AI? At this point, what did that one Ninja Kids say about calling food like gross because it's brown or something like that?
Yeah, like a plate of chocolate. You don't like chocolate because it's brown, and brown foods taste bad.
It's inevitable, folks. As much as we hate it, these big companies are also going to rely on AI.
I mean, I didn't even notice the AI for the cards when I first watched it until, like, the controversy happened online and that fucking weird cunt was trying to call me out on Twitter. I didn't even notice, like, the cards were AI. Like, at first, because I don't think I was focusing on those cards I was mostly focusing on the subtitles, not what the cards look like. But then apparently there was, like, the quote that one of the, I guess, designers would put like monster designs in AI and then maybe resketch them or something like that. I don't know if it's 100% true. I don't think if that was true or not. But yeah,
I have heard that that's what a lot of studios have been doing because of their lack of creativity, is just essentially running something through generative AI and then taking that to an artist to refine it a little bit to tweak it to be more plausible. Which was my initial speculation on what they probably did when they were designing the Zet suit to begin with. just given how that looks, and then given how unimaginative the rest of the forms for Zets looks like.
That low key, that wouldn't surprise me if we get like production notes like near the end of Zets. That wouldn't surprise me about anything.
It would just depends if they would actually admit to it. You know, there's some companies that just won't admit to using AI when they're using AI, and that would actually end up being a cost saving measure in terms of what they're trying to do for production cost of each episode is probably skimp on the effects for generative AI, in which case I can't imagine that going well.
Yeah.
I can not I can imagine the first trailer being completely panned if everything we see going on in the background for an actual Toei production is just generative AI outside of like the suits and shit that they've got going on. That would be worse. And I'd hate to think that would be what we're going to be getting, but I would say it's safe to assume that that's going to happen eventually. It's just whether or not the next season would actually make use of it. Lack of creativity equals artists starving from... Look, the way that the workaholic culture is over there, and it's been more so, especially given how mainstream anime has gotten, because the amount of anime they've just been cranking out. Like, animators are out there dying trying to do all that stuff, but people keep wanting to consume new product, so there's got to be something out there, and if the workforce is unable to produce the quality thing, then the studios are just going to resort towards AI because it's a cheaper, cost-effective measure to get what they want done at a fraction of the cost, and that is terrible. Why can't we have a music-themed writer series? Hibiki.
Hibiki.
Now, I would say, why can't we have a music-themed Sentai? But now the Sentai's there, I guess. Can we get a music-themed whatever the hell that next thing is?
Yeah. That'd be fascinating. Because, you know, we've got Jam Rangers out there, which I think... Yeah, we've got Jam Rangers out there. It's like unofficial, not real. But that'd be fascinating within itself. We got a music-themed Sentai.
I mean, if we got a music-themed Sentai, then the first thing that pops to my head is something Macross. And we go something with like a Macross 7.
Yeah.
Out there, we got a rock band, and then you got your mechas with the big speakers and subs attached to them, blasting sound waves at the enemies. I'd be down for that shit. Extra down for that shit, especially if the beats be fire. Let's see. Sentai ends and Zio superhero time turns into K-drama watching stream. No, not K-drama. I'd go back to watching some good old J-dramas. I think too many people have been watching K-dramas, and they need to go back to some of the classic J-dramas that were pretty damn good. And that some of these Toku actors went to do after they were done doing their Tokus. Let's see. What else? It's always animals, vehicles, dinosaurs, ninjas, etc. Can't we have something else like King Oger at least? I mean, King Oger's was bugs, and the only reason why they did that was they were always hesitant to make a bug-themed Sentai because Kamen Rider was covering that note. But Kamen Rider's been so unbug-like in several outings that they were like, it's safe to do bugs now. Yeah. So let's do that. I mean, they've had different themes throughout for Sentais, but lately it's been too reliant on older seasons as like part of the gimmicking hook. Let's see. Where is the sea creature season? Japanese sequel to Lightspeed Rescue.
That'd be cool.
Let's see. Now that Gozyuger is going to be over, that means folks can watch some of the Showa seasons too. Them watching Showa, you crazy?
No way.
God, no.
Oh, although I was
I
going to say,
feel
although
a lot
things
of
like
the folks that consume current Toku, Showa is a hard entry point for them to get into. I mean, I can always put on my my glasses of the era to like understand what they were trying to do and appreciate how they were doing their VFX in that era. I can also understand that something may be a product of its time and some of the humor or some of the things that they're doing is indeed indicative of the era that they were filmed in, but some people can't stop but interject modern day sensibilities in older shows from the 90s, 80s, and 70s, and they're going to have a hard time.
Mm.
It's like you never want to put the mindset of current year onto something that is not current year
That's
because
true.
it's something that was made during that time and those were completely different times, different situational establishments going on in that time. And if you can't put yourself in that headspace, then you are going to have a hard time watching shows from those time periods.
But saying that, watching Toji Wants to Be a Kamen Rider, I kind of want to watch Stronger.
Thing is, it's apparently like the who someone told me this that apparently some of the people that were working on that the initial manga, they hate Heisei. They hate Heisei Kamen Rider.
Really?
Yes.
That kind of explains a lot. I haven't read the manga because I don't think it's been translated and I don't think it's been scanlated. But I kind of want to watch the anime and see where the first call goes, and maybe I'll pick up the manga through other means. But that would make sense that it's like an old head who likes Showa era stuff and doesn't like any of the new stuff. Because
Because the thing is, I was trying to do a timetable of events of Tojima because it didn't make any sense if Tojima is a guy that's about to be in his 40s and he watched like OG Kamen Rider when he was like 5, 6, 7-ish.
Yeah.
Then this should be happening like early 2000s, but they're all rocking modern cell phones. So I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. You're rocking modern cell phones, and this shouldn't be a thing during this time period.
But then again, when you look at the dad for Yuriko, they had like this. There's this one shot we see this big shelf of VHS tapes. You can assume that they taped like a lot of Kamen Rider back in the day.
Let's see here. Zubat remake. You know what? Given how much they've been like meat riding Zubat in Gozyuger, I wouldn't be the least shocked if what's replacing Sentai is a continuation of Zubat, and then they just make a Zubat franchise.
Mm-hmm.
That would be great. It's like it was there in plain sight the whole time. It was just going to be a Zubat franchise. Let's see. My writer was good when they were stronger, getting arrested, and General Shadow roasting him. Let's see. In this universe, Kamen Rider stayed dead after Black RX or J. Well, that's the thing. It's like I think within the universe of Tojima, there is no Heisei Riders at all. Like that's not. It just never came back. So
that'd be an interesting timeline. That case.
Yeah, we'll just see how they end up handling a lot of those things because I thought it would have been interesting had they like introduced something Heisei in there, but I don't think it would work because then whoever's watching Heisei would literally be like a child during that time.
That's true. It'd be the new gen.
But I think a lot of the mindset is it's not really boomer mentality. It's just people are nostalgic for what they like had as kids. So as they get
Hmm.
older and they see newer thing of what they had seen as child, and sometimes it just doesn't hit the same notes as what they were back then. Even
Yeah.
me watching this franchise for uh pretty much 20 years already, uh yearly, then I could say I noticed a dramatic change when it came to, like, I personally am a bigger fan of Heisei 1 versus Heisei 2, and that's because Heisei 1 didn't feel as toyetic, as too cued in on gimmicks as what we got post decade. And that the show has definitely felt way more like they've been trying to sell toys than what's come before.
Hmm.
And it would probably be the same for someone that watched Showa and then started coming into the newer shows, because they'd be like, why are there so many writers now? Like, are you just
Yeah.
trying to sell more toys? It used to be about the one thing. Why are there evil writers now? There's not supposed to be evil common writers, which was a thing that I also had a problem with as well, because technically, common writer is something that you would earn. So that's when we had the whole Black Sun thing, and they said Common Rider Shadow Moon. And I was like, the fuck you mean Common Rider Shadow Moon? He ain't no Common Rider. He's Shadow Moon. He looks like a writer, but he ain't a writer. You got to earn that name.
Hmm.
And then obviously we had all the evil writers during like Heisei 1 and stuff like that started becoming a little bit more common ground. And I was like, no.
Mm.
These the sensibilities of what it means to be a common writer has changed. But the Shocker writers weren't considered common writers. They were called Shocker writers for a reason. Let's see. Kamen Rider and Pretty Cure are going to get the extra budget after Sentai dies. No, because remember, there is still new show. Stop trying to exclude the fact that there is going to be a new show in
Yeah.
production that's actually already in production that will
We
come
just
out to replace Gozyuger.
we just don't know what that new show's name is going to be and what it looks like so far.
Watch it not even be live action, though. I just thought of that.
That'd be a game changer. Maybe that's why we haven't seen any set leaks or anything like that.
Ooh, that would. Oh, I just got a bad taste in my mouth thinking about that.
I just vomited. Oh god.
Oh my god. Yeah, what if they're replacing
Off of it.
Sentai with, oh no, it'd be Tomika Heroes all over again. Oh. So for those who don't know, Takano Tommy, who made Ryukendo and Rescue Force, Rescue Fire, after they did that, they stopped making live action Toku, and the Tomika franchise just ended up becoming anime. And that's it. The Tomika franchise just continued on as an anime property. And if they are replacing Sentai with a new thing that's going to be Sentai-like, but not really Sentai, but then it ends up being an animated thing that's
Hmm.
annually out there, like Pretty Cure, because Pretty Cure is also annualized, but it's anime. Then, ooh, I don't know how I would feel about that. It would kill my hype. I now hate that I have this thought in my head. What say you? 3D animation Super Sentai. Ugh, gross. No, let's not. Weekly anime will lead to AI eventually. Yeah, more than likely.
Mm.
And the thing is, I'm like, there's so many like anime parodies regarding Sentai as is. If they were to try and go the anime route, it would just blend in with everything else. It wouldn't even like
Yeah.
stand out. Tojima and Fudo PI are not from the same universe, I guess. Absolutely not. Fudo PI is a continuation of Kamen Rider Double, so it takes place
Yeah.
within the same universe as Kamen Rider Double because it was created by the head writer of
Double.
Kamen Rider Double that just continued telling the story via manga. And then that got changed into an anime. Let's see. The opening of Gozyuger episode 1 makes sense now. Are you talking about episode 0 where it was all CG?
I was going to say the Sentai graveyard. That means Sentai is going to die.
All of which never fucking finished, which is why I hate 12 episode. You know, that's what I hate about not just animes, but most shows nowadays. See, back in my day, you would have animes running for years straight.
Well, not anymore. One Piece was the last one that they're doing it for, and now One Piece is going seasonal starting in 2026. So you probably didn't follow this, but One Piece basically is going to go on a break in January, come back in April, and then it's going to be a 26 episode yearly anime moving forward. So it's like the last ongoing anime series now.
So it's going to take another 30 years for One Piece to end, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because now if they're just doing 26 episodes per year, then that shit's going to be like, Oda's going to be dead. Like everyone who started watching it is going to be like, please, I don't want to die before I can finish watching this. It's like, nah, too bad. Yeah, wait.
Which the pacing for the One Piece anime has always been a bit funny ever since I think Water 7 around that time. Enies Lobby, it's usually been one chapter adapted into an episode, at least, for the longest time. So one chapter, one episode would be adapted, plus extra content, unless they move those chapters around for a sort of storytelling narrative where, you know, certain things jumped all over the place in that story arc. That's what they would do. But yeah, One Piece is going to go seasonal next year.
The thing is, I feel with, once again, this is not exclusive to anime, but just shows nowadays doing, 6 to 20 something episode runs for a year. If it's worse, then it's a binge model where they drop them all at once and then goodbye for like a year or two before you see him again. By then, I'm like, it kills the hype when the show comes back, because One Punch Man season 3 came out. I ain't watching it. Ain't nobody I know talking about it. And it took how long between like season 2 and season 3? And even then, season 2 was a shit show compared to season 1.
Yeah. It was still a gap between the other one. I was trying to think, what's another example that took a break?
Attack on Titan was another one that I remember. Like, I watched the first season, and then since they were unsure if they were going to ever do a season 2 at that time, I just said, fuck it, I'm just going to read the manga.
Yeah. Shit, it clicked on me. There was another season that took a break, and then maybe it'll come back to me, because you said One Punch Man. I'm trying to think of another anime series that took a break.
But essentially, there's a lot of animes that just take these breaks. They just I think every anime that I've been fell out of My Hero because of how long they were taking between seasons.
No, JoJo. JoJo's the one that I was thinking of. So JoJo had Stone Ocean drop on Netflix with the binge model. They had the first 12 episodes that aired in December. I need to find out what the model, how long it took.
And you know what? Like, when they did that, I watched like the first episode, and I was like, man, they're all here. That's a bit of a commitment already. And I just never went back, and I never finished it.
Where is it? Stone Ocean episodes.
And the thing is, I was big on JoJo's back when they started this reboot with the anime. But once again, the seasons were too far and few in between. And you didn't know whether or not the next part was going to end up getting an anime treatment or not. And it's like, we're just testing out the waters to see if potentially. And I'm just like, whatever happened to just taking a gamble on something. And even if it's something based off of a manga, just taking the year route of like having this run for a whole year. Because we used to have animes that even if they weren't running for a lot of episodes, like, I saw someone over here mentioning Inuyasha that went on for so many episodes as well. Along with, obviously, we know the whole Dragon Ball to Z, GT, like the amount of episodes that we had there, still waiting for Super to ever come back. It's been a long time, but like, once again, it's been such a long time.
Mm-hmm. But I was going to say with Stone Ocean, so part 1 dropped on Netflix on, let's see, when did that drop on Netflix? Let's see. It dropped on Netflix December. When was it? Original release. Okay. So it dropped on Netflix December 1st, 2021. Can you guess when part 2 dropped on Netflix of the batches?
2023.
So part 1 of Stone Ocean was December 1st, 2021. Part 2 was September 1st, 2022.
So a year.
A year almost, and that killed the hype for a lot of people because, there was JoJo Fridays where everyone would get on Twitter and start talking about JoJo airing every week, and
yeah, and that's the reason why I feel like the binge model kind of kills a lot of things, because at least if you have the episodes running on a weekly basis, it
we're all
keeps
talking about it.
Yeah, it keeps in the conversation piece for several months, to the point that it doesn't feel so long between the show's end and then the start of the next one. But these streaming services just start dropping everything all at once, and then everyone consumes it at their own pace. Some people will pull an all-nighter and watch it all, while some folks might not be able to get to it for like a couple days or weeks. But at least if I knew it was coming out at a specific time, at it, like Peacemaker, recent example. Every Thursday night at 9 p.m., I knew to get to my TV, refresh my HBO Max so I can go ahead and watch Peacemaker. And I'm glad for that. Yep. And if they had dropped it all at once, I don't think it would have stayed like in the talking points for a bit.
Yeah.
It doesn't lead to the speculation and the talking that we have, what used to be the water cooler conversations that people would have with a lot of these weekly shows, is gone with the binge model, which is why I still don't like the binge model.
Yeah. I was trying to think. That's why I'm hoping Still will run with that JoJo series. That is weekly, not they drop all of it all at once.
Let's see. Let's see. Bleach. Where the fuck is that already? Why drag this?
Well, Bleach is so yeah, Bleach is a core anime as well. Like they're airing the last anime in parts, and I think the final part is next year. But no, the Boruto manga is monthly. Rapperpox. The Boruto anime was a shit show. That was the biggest fucking dog shit.
No, see, I did watch the very beginning of it. I think I got like 20 episodes in before I was just
I did as well.
I was like, I think I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
The pacing of the Boruto anime and the manga, it's like night and fucking day, because like there's a certain part of the Boruto manga that we get up to it in like 20 issues in when a certain character is revealed, the cyborg waifu, and then that happens in the Boruto anime like 200 episodes in, which is fucking insane.
Yeah, the second the show started feeling very fillery, I was like, I don't want to relive this again. Because I was one of those people that was watching Naruto, and I remember when the fillers hit. And we had years of filler before we finally got Shippuden. And then I was like, you know what? We've been waiting so long. Maybe Shippuden's just going to be a straight shot of the manga, and we're not going to get any filler. And then we got past the first arc, and we went straight into filler. And I said, fuck this, I'm reading the manga.
Yeah, and then Shippuden did that as well. They had like the Sora arc, and then after the Pain arc, they had like the flashback arc, and yeah. Even though I was reading like the manga around that time, it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like the hiatus between a lot of these seasons and a lot of shows just ends up killing a lot of things, and it makes getting back into them a little bit harder, because you're like, what the hell happened last time? If you weren't keeping up with it, like the example of a recent show is Wednesday, because it had been like a couple years since Wednesday season 1, and then when Wednesday season 2 started, I was like, God, I forgot what the fuck happened in Wednesday season 1.
I haven't even watched Wednesday yet.
And then we got Stranger Things that comes out eventually.
Like end of the month. I think end of the month it drops.
And it's just like, how long have I been waiting? And every time there's like a new season, I'm just like, I forgot what the hell happened last time. Why these kids look like they're 30 now? Like, what's going on? The problem with making these extended shows and then, of course, having child actors is just like, yeah, you can only conceal their age for so long. Let's see. Sucks because I don't watch anime as I used to. It's part of the reason why I don't watch anime as much as I used to either. I have not. It's hard for me to get into an anime, and even then, I feel burnt out by the time I get invested in it because of the same talking point. Like, okay, we're all invested in Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider now, but once the season's over, and then it takes 3 years for us to get season 2,
It fucking better not. It fucking better not. I'll cry if it is.
Because it's like the people that were invested in Fudo PI ended a couple years ago already. We got that Skull movie, and then we're probably going to get a season 2 eventually, maybe. And same thing for the Red Ranger Isekai. It's another one of those of like, well, that ended. Cool. Do we have a confirmation on season 2 eventually? Cool. It makes it so hard to get committed to something when you just don't know if it's actually going to finish, and then how long is it going to be when you actually get to see the continuation of it. And even then, are they going to leave you hanging for yet another amount of years? It's like the way things are produced nowadays, it takes way longer to get through a season than, once again, back in my day, like going up until like the late 2000s. Because by then, like a lot of the shows were running so concurrently and for a long period of time that you got to go through so many episodes in the span of a number of years. While now it's like, okay, you get 12 episodes every 3 years. And then by the time a show finishes, you're now, you started off watching this thing in elementary school, and now when it ended, you're an adult.
Yeah.
So that's the state of events that it just happens to be in. Did anyone even talk about the Skull movie? I forgot that it even came out.
Yeah, like I fell off Fudo PI because I hadn't seen Double, and before we got the Geats announcement, Shout was sort of like did this vague tease saying in the winds something is coming, and everyone thought it was Double, but it was fucking Geats. But yeah.
And someone really wants Mark to be here. Well, Mark still it's not even appearing online at all. That man's MIA.
After this conversation, after this podcast, and we're gonna go bust him out of ice, don't worry.
I know I can't go into Ice HQ once they look at my ID my real name. Once they see my real name, I'll get detained.
Okay, I'm going alone to bust Mike out of ice. You can wait in the car.
Cool. I mean, maybe they're just confused by Mark's last name. It is very Italian sounding. They'll get to mine and they'll be like, that's all Spanish right there. Like, it even has a fucking hyphen in there. He's got the little accent mark in his name. Like, nah, you going in, my guy.
Yeah.
I learned Eternal is from Double and not from Gotchard. You better be lying. That's gotta be fucking lying. Ain't no way you did not know that. Let's see. In my day, 40, 50, 300 episodes of peak cinema. Now you basically are watching shorts. That's correct.
Yeah.
Like even movie theaters haven't been busting out gangbusters recently.
No. Although I might go see the Chainsaw movie this week, depending on how I feel.
Well, it's also just IP recognition that's been going on in movie theaters. It's been a while since like good standalone movies have just been coming out. I started digging back in on some classic flicks on Netflix, and I'm just like, some of these films will not be made nowadays. But then I'm just like, I can't help but get invested in them. Like the other day, I was watching a film that probably could not be made today whatsoever, but I had a good time watching it, and it was White Chicks.
Oh, I remember seeing that when it first came out when I was like 13.
I just put it on Netflix. I was just like, you know what? Let me watch this. And then I was just like, within the first 5 minutes, I was like, fuck, it's like 2 a.m. I gotta watch this whole fucking film.
Yeah.
Like I instantly was just like, I'm invested in this film. I'd not seen this film for so many years, but I was like, it's a good movie already. This shit hilarious.
Like, despite some of like the Wayland Brothers movies having like weird movies like Little Man and stuff like that is like peak 2000s humor that you couldn't get away with back then. It's why my favorite show is going to be Drawn Together. If you ever watched Drawn Together,
yeah, that's something that definitely cannot be made nowadays.
I even like met like the actor who plays Captain Hero, and I was saying like I like your show. Like you could not. I met him in like 2018 ish, before the catchphrase was saying you couldn't get away with this back in the day. I was like the stuff like in that show, revisiting it. Like I don't know how you guys got away with it back in the day.
Yeah.
I think only one episode had to get shuffled around and pulled, and that's the one where like Captain Hero like becomes disabled and he can put himself in a wheelchair like Christopher Reeve. And the only reason why they moved
the image of
the only reason why they had to move that episode around because it was like bad timing on their part. But yeah, and that commentary episode is just them getting drunk and just like talking shit. So there's like 2 commentary tracks on the DVD, but. Yeah, Drawn Together's peak. Like, go watch Drawn Together if you've got Paramount Plus or pirate it, whatever. It's peak.
Even then, I think if you have something like free, like Pluto or something like that, their Comedy Central Pluto thing is always running Drawn Together. Always.
That's how I've been watching it. There's a Australian TV station that's I think owned by Viacom, and I fall asleep watching South Park and Daria and Drawn Together and whatever they've got on there. So that because I usually can't fall asleep in silence, have to have the TV on in the background, and I'll fall asleep watching Drawn Together. Or like,
which speaking of South Park, after the stream's over, I guess there is a new South Park episode that came out tonight. It didn't come out on Wednesday. They were waiting on Halloween, so it dropped like an hour or so ago. So
watch that as well.
Yeah, I'll be catching that after that. So for those of you that are in the South Park loop, probably check that out after the stream's over. So I'll be watching that. But yeah,
still could work. I don't know, but some things about Drawn Together could still work in 2025. It could. But
some things could work.
Some things.
But the humor regarding a lot of the things, regarding a lot of the characters, could not work.
Could not work, yeah.
It'd be called out by the virtue signaling mob instantly.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just how the 2000s were. There were a lot of shows that were like really skirting the line with censorship and pushed it to the boundary that we're in now, to the point that it seems like, yeah, there is a lot of self-censoring. But and
Crank Yankers.
Ah, yeah, I remember that. So we got off on a tangent based off of Sentai's departure into becoming something else, to divulging on it possibly becoming an anime all of a sudden, to now going off on how anime has just completely shat the bed in terms of how they release themselves and just shows in general.
Yeah. Someone said Counterpoint Dispatch. I want to play that game, but they're releasing it in like episodes.
So they're doing the same thing as the shit we're talking about.
Yeah. But it's weekly. It's weekly from what I've heard. So I think at the end of let me just say, because I saw the schedule, and it's got a really good voice cast. I will say that. Some YouTubers are in there. I think, yeah. So they're releasing them in double episode. Episode 1 and 2 dropped October 22nd. 3 and 4 dropped 2 days ago. 5 and 6 drop at the end of this week, and then 7 and 8 drop on the 12th of November. So, yeah. I might get it. I might get it because I saw the clip of Wiz Critical voicing the giant bat and said, "You can eat those twinks."
Well,
So,
I haven't seen anything regarding Dispatch. I've just been told of it once. I don't know shit about it.
yeah.
All right, let's see. Anything else?
Not really. I feel like we covered the main potatoes. I mean,
We
nothing
managed
going
to
on.
squeeze out pretty much an hour plus of talking about said thing, plus divulging on other things as well.
Yeah.
Which means, yeah, I think that's a good point to cut it. Because outside of that, it's like we know that there's no superhero time this upcoming week.
Yep.
I'm still dying at work, but hopefully it's dead enough that I can at least start typing out some shit. Because it's like I really want to get into the grind of making content. I was even dreaming about it the other day. I was having so many ideas. It's like I want to get back into the video grind because look, I've been seeing other people's videos pop up, and then I'm just like missing what I do because of course the way that I do my videos with the bits and skits and all the effects that I put in there, I'm just like, man, I miss doing that, especially when most of the people I'm seeing and get recommended to me are just talking to camera the entire time, and there's like nothing out there. Sometimes it gets too rambly, and I'm just like, let me get in here, show them how it's done. But yeah, we'll see on that. But outside of that, there's at least people who play video games still have stuff to look forward to. So, I mean, I got Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment coming out next week, and then finally, Inazuma 11 Victory Road comes out the week after that.
I feel like we've been talking about that ever since I joined this podcast, and now it's finally releasing.
Look, that game was supposed to come out like almost 10 years ago.
I remember when it was about to drop. I think when I was
it was supposed to drop every year for the last
10 years,
7 years. It was supposed to come out, and it's gone through 3 name changes. A whole anime came out before the game even came out that was supposed to be the plot of the game, but then we can't do that anymore because it's been long enough. So yeah, game finally coming out. Yay!
Yippee!
Better live up to the hype. Because I'm springing for the digital deluxe edition, so better be worth my money more than Legends ZA. Because Legends ZA, I wish I had my money back.
I'll probably try and beat that tonight or today. See how I feel.
There's post game stuff too.
Yeah. My friend's doing the post game stuff, and he's a big shiny hunter. He doesn't stream, although I should coax him into streaming, even though he wouldn't have much of an audience. You should stream shiny hunting, but he just sits on the couch and shiny hunts whenever he gets the chance.
I'm a big shiny hunter, and even I'm not feeling the shiny hunt grind in this game. I actually ran into my first shiny the other day randomly, and it was just a Kakuna.
Oh, got it.
I heard the jingle, and I was like, "Oh shit! Finally! Where is it? Like my son was talking, I was like, "Shut up! There's a shiny around here." Then I saw it was a Kakuna, and I was like, "Bitch, catch! Yay, green Kakuna,
green Beedrill."
Yes, that I can make into a green shiny Mega Beedrill. Hooray! Without low kicks, Pokemon has made. Look, no. See, I'm a Bisharp fan, even though I'm not a big fan of King Gambit. Like the Bisharp before, he was my Toku themed Pokemon. All right. Well, that's it. We're calling it, folks. It is. We've been going on for 2 hours and 5 minutes. It's been nice.
3 hours.
Yeah, Mark will show up an hour late and be like, "Oh, damn, they ended already." All right. Well, I guess I'm just going back to my edibles and my pickles.
Sounds like something he'd say.
Yeah. He probably wouldn't say. He just would instantly just pop a gummy, get the pickles out, and
What if Mark's like high now and he just didn't click the link and he's just interacting with like the video?
he got so high that he was just like lost in space. He was just like, wow.
Blade.
Yeah. Or maybe he finally got that blade helmet from Stickosaurus. Who knows? He might have gotten that and just been playing with that the entire time. So cool, but that's it, folks. We'll see if there's any major news or any developing changes on here regarding the Sentai news within the next week. If not, we might be off next week just because of obviously none of that. Since there is no superhero time, because even Ultraman's taking a break. Outside of that, the only thing that would really we would have to talk about, and I don't know if you would want to talk about this, is that the Girls Remix Halloween special dropped already. I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna stream it on Sunday, but I'm expecting people to die, metaphorically speaking.
On the inside?
Yes. Just because
I haven't seen any of
remix.
What girls are in there? What girls are confirmed to be in there?
You got Majade.
Boo.
You got the girl from Kiva who's finally going to become a common writer. Except she's going to become a common writer from Decade.
I haven't seen Kiva, but yeah. Anyone else?
There's other ones in there. I just can't recall off the top of my head.
I'll look it up. Kamen Rider Girls Remix Halloween. Okay. Girls Remix and Halloween Party. Who's in here? Majade, Habuki, Kiva, Natsuwa, Ikio, Hana, Natsuki. Yeah, none of these rosters I like. Where's like Izu or someone? Throw someone cool in
you
there.
Ain't getting Izu. You crazy thinking you're gonna get Izu. You ain't getting no Izu in here.
Yep. No Sachika? What a lame roster.
She showed up at the end of the last one as a cameo, even though they included her in the title card. And there were a lot of people, myself included, so mad at the last Girls Remix because she is just a bit cameo at the very end of that Girls Remix.
What an underwhelming roster for a Girls Remix.
I used to stream Ninjala. What's my thoughts? I fell off of that train ages ago. There was the anime shorts that they had going on back when I used to play the game. In terms of the anime that replaced it, I've not seen anything regarding it. I forgot most of the Ninjala lore anyway, and just frankly don't care.
I was going to ask what's Ninjala, but I feel like we should wrap this up. We're going too off track. I think I remember Nintendo posting it, but I can't remember all of it.
It was a Switch game that was free to play that came out like.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Okay, that's the one.
Yeah, it was essentially like I wouldn't say Splatoon-like, but I would say a lot of the Splatoon fan base gravitated towards that game for a bit.
Yes, now I remember. I think it happened. It went away.
I don't know. Sometimes when I go onto my friends list, because that was the first thing that I used to stream on Twitch way back in the day. Even before I started up the YouTube channel, was that I still have people on my friends list that are still playing that game, and I'm like, how?
How?
So cool. Ash, what you got to promote?
Not a lot. VR Troopers issue 4 from Vim Studios is coming out on Wednesday. I'll probably have a review up for that.
Ninja Kids episode 1 when?
I don't know. I think that's still in. I don't know if that's even coming out yet, or they pushed it back. I don't know, because apparently it's in limbo or they shelved it. I don't know. I don't know. We haven't heard much of an update on that story since then. But yeah, if there's no super time, you'll probably get no videos from me this weekend. But yeah, that's the only thing I've got. Like next week is my my VR Troopers review that I'll probably have up, which I'll probably record this weekend.
Okay.
Because yeah, so stay tuned for that. That will drop on Wednesday.
Great. Cool. Just check out my Twitch streams. We're still watching Toku Rewind. We still got a few more weeks left of that. Tomorrow we'll be watching the Rescue Force movie plus the follow-up episode 39, and then Jiraiya, continuing on with that until we're done with them. But we should be wrapped up with those by the end of the year, starting the next rotation off probably around the end of December, early January, that period there. Superhero time this Sunday is obviously going to be a little bit awkward because we're not going to have 3 out of the bulk of the shows that we watch. We're still going to be watching Armor Swords, though. Hey, Armor Swords. And everything else that we watch, so Batar, Tojima, that's still going to be on there. We are going to watch the Girls Remix, though. And I'll figure out what else we're going to watch as well to pad out the time. But that's it. Until next time, we will catch you then. Bye.
Bye.